I'm the only one that had a camera up there. I don't remember anybody else in the 10 years having cameras. I was the only one that had camera. This can is filled with 8mm along the Mackenzie, up on the Arctic, on the Athabasca, at Hay River, the flood and ice jams at Hay River. It contains a reindeer roundup on the Arctic. It contains the buffalo hunt at Fort Smith. I showed these films at Tuktoyaktuk. I showed them at Aklavik. I showed them at Fort Smith. I showed them at Fort Chipewyan. And I'd get crowds. And I'd sit there and I'd talk about it. And the Eskimos, the Indians, they just loved it. Bob Croach, the writer you've all heard about, he come up to me one New Year's and he says, "Hugh," he said, "there's 5 boys in your family. Usually the youngest boy ends up with the farm. You're the oldest. Heisler is not going to be an area for a guy like you." He says, "Why don't you come north with me?" So I went up north with him in 1949, and I went back for another 9 years. I spent 10 years in the north. There was no icebreakers in those days. There was no dew line. The dew line, for matter of fact, 1953, we done the first survey of the dew line. We hugged the shoreline right along the Arctic, right across to Spence Bay. I could tell stories for hours and hours and hours because I remember everything I did in the north, I remember everything since I was 4 years old. I've never forgot about the north. For the simple reason was it was the highlight of my life. I've done many jobs since. I worked for AGT for 13 years. I worked for Access for 7 years. I still farm. But there was nothing like the north. That's the one that thrilled me.